How to hit a curveball.
Off speed, Harper, deep center field. And it's 3-0.
Today, I share with you the simplest way to crush curveballs. And if you watch until the end, not only will you discover the trick to crushing curveballs, you'll also get a few drills that you can apply today that will have you dominating curveball pitchers. And to be honest with you, all pitchers.
Oh my goodness. That ring right there is a long way from home plate.
Okay, so let's jump into it. So growing up, I struggled to hit curveballs. And when I say struggled, it got so bad, I almost thought about quitting baseball. And that really is where players start to drop off in the game. They struggle to make the adjustments quick enough so that they can move forward. But what I now know from going through the entire experience is that I didn't have enough experience to understand that all curveballs should not be grouped together, nor are they created equal. To explain that much more clear, when you are a young player, you categorize hitting a curveball all together in one group. So you say something like, man, I can't hit the curveball. But as you get older, you understand that there are good curveballs and there are bad curveballs. And your job as a hitter is to hit the bad curveballs and not swing at the good curveballs. So what is a good curveball? Well, a good curveball is the one that is down in the zone. It's a pitcher's pitch. It's this pitch where you're gonna swing over it, or it's a pitch where you can't do much with it. You might be able to slap it for a hit, a soft single, but more times than not, it's an out pitch. It's also exactly what I'm going to show you right now from my eyes in an actual professional live at bat. Okay, so right now you are looking through my eyes. I have these glasses with a camera right in the middle, and they record from my point of view. And if you're interested in these glasses, comment below and I'll let you know where you can get them. I use these glasses to get a visual on the arm slots when I'm facing pitchers, to track the ball. So many ways I use these glasses. Let me know if you're interested below and I'll tell you where I get them. But basically right now there's a runner on third base. This is a scrimmage. When I played with the Cincinnati Reds, we played against each other and we were scrimmaging. So you're seeing it from my eyes, and we're going to jump right into it right now. Okay, so basically, as you can see, I basically squeaked one between the hole, shortstop and third base, the 5 hole. And the reason why I brought this up is because it worked out in my favor just because I put barrel into the ball, but this is not the pitch you want to swing at. Okay, so now he releases the ball. As you can see, it has good angle on his ball, and this ball is, I wouldn't say particularly down, but it's a good curveball. He did what he wanted to do. He wanted to get a ground ball, and he threw it where it looks like a fastball right down the middle. And then as I'm swinging at it, so as you can see right here, as I'm swinging at it, it's starting to go down, and then I put barrel onto it right there. See, I just pounded it right into the ground. I just hit it on top of the ball. I hit it right into the ground. And this is spring training, so the grass is a little bit thinner than what you would get during the season. It's a little bit, kept up, I would say. And I found a hole. But if this was during the season, I'm guessing that's going to be an out right there, because that ball just got past both of those infielders when, like I said, during the season, the grass would be a little bit higher and they would be able to get to that ball. So the whole point of this is, yeah, it worked out in my favor, which is a good thing. Take all the RBIs you can get, but this wasn't a pitch I should have been swinging at with the runner on third base. It worked out, like they always say, put bat on the ball and good things can happen. I mean, right here, it did. It worked out in my favor. But it's not exactly what you want to be swinging at, because it was a pitch that you couldn't do much with it. Now, let's see from the other angle some very good curveballs at the MLB level.
And Robertson deals. Swung on and missed.
A curveball. And Lem goes down swinging on the curveball. 2-2. Curveball struck him out.
That's 6 strikeouts now for Nolan Ryan, and he retires the first.
And that's it. It was held on.
It's a golden error.
Cody Allen swung on and missed. He struck him out.
So now, what is a bad curveball? A bad curveball is the one that is up in the zone, hangs. The one that you would tell your teammate, his curveball sucks. The one where you are not looking for it and still you are able to crush it because it's just sitting there, like it's sitting on the tee. It's the one where your eyes light up and you see it as big as a beach ball. I remember chatting with Milton Bradley about hitting an 0-0 curveball at UCLA one off season while he was still in the MLB. I asked him, do you ever look to hit an 0-0 curveball? He said, in an 0-0 count, those are the curveballs you crush because that's the hanger. He continued, my mind is telling me no, but my body just goes. But he's saying it similar to this song.
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes.
The reason I bring that quick little story up is because that's a bad curveball, meaning where you don't need to be looking for it and naturally you still are able to crush it. And again, I'm going to share with you a view from my eyes in the actual professional live at bat. A bad curveball. Okay, so here's the deal. This is when I was playing with the St. Louis Cardinals. I was actually playing in AAA, and we were getting ready for the season. So when we do this, we like scrimmage against each other. This is about 2 or 3 days before the season starts. So we're still trying to get our pitchers ready, and we're trying to be ready as hitters. So I'm facing one of my pitchers, and he throws this curveball, which right now I wasn't like ready for game speed because we basically just got there like 5 days ago and we haven't seen any live pitching. But I just want to share with you like the difference between a good curveball and a bad curveball, and this one is a bad, as you already can tell. Let's keep it going. Foul ball. No, it's not run on first. It's run on third base. So you see it just pop. It pop up right there. So if you're looking up, you're going to crush this ball. So here, you know, it's still up in the zone. Like, there's no way anyone would get fooled by this pitch. And this pitcher threw 95, 97, and he had a lot of movement, and he had a hard curveball. But it doesn't matter when you leave the ball up, especially on your curveball. Anybody can hit this pitch. So here we go. Boom. That's still up in the zone. That ball should have been hammered. That ball should have been literally hit off the left field wall. I should have turned on this ball, but yeah, oh my God. Oh, wow. Let me look at that again. Oh, pop right there. Boom. Should be able to crush this ball. And it's still up in the zone. And it's just saying, hit me, hit me, hit me. Oh, man. Wow. And I fouled this off. It's crazy how I'm explaining the difference between a good curveball and a bad curveball. And then I share with you, bad curveball, I got a base hit. This one, I fouled it off. Now let's look at some bad curveballs that got demolished at the MLB level.
Off speed, Harper, deep center field. And it's 3-0.
Encourage a call, didn't get it. The 1-2 is.
He's only throwing 85 feet. High drive, deep right field, way back.
Oh my goodness. That ring right there is a long way from home plate.
Ah, that's so satisfying, seeing those curveballs getting crushed. As you can see, all curveballs are not created equal. So now that we see a difference between the two, how can we focus on crushing the bad curveballs and laying off the good curveballs? Because we really want to hit the bad curveball since they are mistakes. When you get a good curveball, you want to take it unless it is 2 strikes. Then you need to battle. But to answer the question on how to actually crush bad curveballs, before I actually get into that, here is what I used to hear growing up about hitting a curveball, and that is to look for the spin and try to pick up the little subtle things such as his fingers when throwing a knuckle curve, or watch their elbow when they throw, or try to pick up a dot on the ball, or see it out of the hand, or try to pick up his grip, or try to pick up a finger snap over the ball. But the issue with that advice is that the guys are throwing much harder, and it's becoming much more difficult to see the spin or pick up a dot or focus on the elbow or if he's snapping his fingers. So the easiest and most simplest way to crush bad curveballs is to set your sights or approach higher in the strike zone. To be a little more detailed, I mean setting your sights on fastballs up in the zone. If you do this, you would naturally stay back and not be fooled. For example, if you set your sights or approach for a fastball low in the zone, wouldn't you agree that if they threw a curveball that is on the same plane as that fastball, it would be hard to pick up and or hit? Now, wouldn't you agree that if you set your sights or approach for a fastball at the top of the strike zone and the pitcher threw a curveball on that same plane as a fastball up, that you would be able to hit that curveball much easier than the one that is low? See, if you set your approach higher in the strike zone, you are going to naturally take the fastball low in the zone because you aren't going to be looking for it. The benefit of this is that if the pitcher throws a curveball low, you will just take it. This means you are going to be taking the good curveballs and get in more hitters counts. This also means that since you are taking the good curveballs, you will set yourself up for crushing the bad curveballs, which are up in the zone. So as you can see, we want to hit the bad curveballs, the one that sucks, the hanger, the one that is up in the zone. Now, guys like Mike Trout are the exception, but for actual human beings, looking up in the zone will seriously help you dominate the curveballs. So a few drills you can do that I did before a game is when you hit off a machine, set the machine on curveballs up in the zone, the hangers. I would bunt the first 25 balls, but I would only bunt the hangers just to train my eyes to see the hanger. If it was a low curveball, I wouldn't bunt it. Most machines throw low curveballs, so it would allow me to test myself and keep me on my toes. The next round, I would do the exact same, but I would hit the ball. So I would hammer the curveballs up in the zone and take the one down. Now, after that, I would hit fastballs up in the zone. So I'm training my eyes to hit the fastball up. So let's say you don't have a pitching machine. I would have someone throw curveballs up in the zone and do the same thing where you bunt the first 25 and take all the bad ones. Then hit the next 25 that are up in the zone and take the ones that are down. When you do this, don't just hit it, drive it. Drive it in the gaps or even hit it out the park. The bad curveballs are meant to be demolished. What you're going to notice is that you will naturally stay back on the ball and it will feel easy and you will train your eyes to hit the mistake, the bad curveball. And this will translate over into the game. I promise you it will. You'll start dominating and people will like, what's your secret? And all you have to do is send them this video. I want to thank you for watching all the way to the end. I'm former MLB player Jermaine Curtis, and I hope you enjoyed this video and I earned your like. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this, and if you want to really be a boss, turn on bell notifications. My goal for 2020 is to get 2,000 subscribers, and as a post in this video, we have 1,300. I know we can do 2,000 by the end of this year, so like and subscribe and join the community. And again, thank you for your time. I'm signing out.